India, and over 800 hours of training experience he has got. He has also as the approved training provider for the Colombo Plan Drug Advisory Program. Nearly 30 years of experience in SUD treatment and therapy. Founder of Link Anti-Addiction Action Group, a students' movement for drug prevention in schools and colleges. And more than 20 years of experience, he has an international journalist, and he has many recognitions and awards too. To mention a few, international award from ISSUP for excellence in training provision, international award as best reporter for the year 2000, journalism and creative reporting. Also, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Governor of Karnataka and instituted by the Dharmasthala Rural Development Project and Jana Jagrati Vedike is none other than Dr. Thomas Karia. So let's join our hands to welcome Dr. Thomas Karia. And special thanks to all the participants who have given your time to participate in this very interesting and interactive session. So over to you, Dr. Thomas Karia.
Thank you. Thank you, Father Cardosa, for your big introduction. Yes, some of you, if you can come in video, nice, because I would like to have a sort of an interactive session. So this is not got a, it's not just a lecture, okay? So if you can come in video, great, but no compulsion. But at least you should be able to communicate, like you should be able to speak out whenever, you feel like asking some questions, or when I ask you some questions, feel free to respond to that. So today, as you know, the Diocese of Mangalore is actually observing anti-addiction or anti-drugs month. So this program is part of that. I think there were a few programs by Father Muller's Hospital, Aloysius College, and different groups together they have done a training program, a walkathon, and different things. And along with that, today we have this brief webinar in association with our Youth Commission of Mangalore Diocese. So welcome everybody. Can I hear some voice from you? Are you there? Are you all alive?
Yes, sir.
If you can show yourself, great. If not, at least to say, yes, you are there. Minola is there. Who else is there? You are not just kept it on and gone, no? You are there. Deepa is there. Danish, Cynthia.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. I saw you logging in first, actually, not today. Good. Who else? Roshan. This is Roshan. Okay. So feel free, okay, when we have some sort of an interaction, please feel free to speak. It can be in English, it can be in Konkani, as long as Father is there to a little bit translate it for me. Or it can be in Kannada, very much, no problem. I know Kannada also. And then during the session, whenever you want to speak something, switch on your audio, okay, and then speak. Otherwise, we won't hear. You at other time, you better keep your audio switch off. Okay, whenever you want to say something, switch on the audio, and if possible, switch on the video also, and then speak. If you don't switch on the video also, no problem, because you are at home today, 7 o'clock. So you feel free, like there is no compulsion. Okay, but only thing I need to hear your voice. At least that should be there, so that I know that you are actively participating. Okay, so put on the 1 second. Let me share my screen for you. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Minola. Thank you. So don't let drugs take control of your life. That's the topic. I don't know who has suggested it from ICYM, from Global. From maybe Father has found out this beautiful slogan. I was going through some of the slogans which you have written also in your application form. Beautiful slogans are there. We'll discuss about that at the end of it. Anyway, the focus of today's session is don't let drugs control your life. Okay. Now, before we start with, let us hear some voice from you. That is, what do you understand by the term drug abuse? Or when we say drug abuse or drug addiction or drugs, what comes to your mind? So whatever comes to your mind, you can share. Just to say one word also, it's okay. When we say drug abuse, what alert you or what comes to your mind? Some of you can even use your chat also, chat box also, no problem. If you don't want to speak. Yes, Joel? Joel? Hello? Okay, that was something. Yeah. If anybody want to speak, you please speak. Let me hear from you. What do we understand by the term drug abuse? Hello? Nobody is there. Okay, let me show you one slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. So just go through this slide. Just go through this slide and then just try to understand what is there. Along with the drug abuse, there are so many other things we have written there. Just have a look at it. And then you can speak out something like, no, what has really struck you? Like, no, what point has actually, alerted you? Can you see that slide?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yes, sir. Okay, Ashwin. Yeah.
Yes.
Mataji. Okay. So some of
Sakrangi,
you just
1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sakrangi, tumka
Yes.
aikatage. Aslanka audio aikatage.
Why,
Why,
Father?
I
I-
can- Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Carry on. Yeah.
Okay. So some of you, can you read some of the words which you see in that? Let me just see. Some of you can just read it. Along with the drug abuse, what else are given there? There is
Alcohol,
a checking. Alcohol. Okay. That is one of the drugs, very common drugs. What else?
Rehab.
Rehab,
Problem.
yes. Drug
Yes.
addiction sometimes leads to rehabilitation requirement also. Fine. What else
Overdose.
somebody said? Overdose, yes. In US, United States, 100,000 people die every year because of overdose. You may not believe that. Just Google and see. 100,000 people die with overdose in a advanced country. You see the situation. It could be happening also in our country, but we will never hear it as being affected by overdose. We just say people have died or death. That's all. Okay, what else? Emira D'Souza saying it, an addiction which separates a person from God and his family. So it de-link people from his life, from his people, from his family, from his God, from his spirituality and all. No, there is a de-linking process happening. Wonderful, Emira. Okay, Emira also says about, yeah, okay. What else?
Thank
If you
you.
don't want to speak out, you can even use your chat box also, no problem. Okay. Who is speaking? Somebody, some voice I heard. Hello. That's all. You didn't see other things in this slide?
Problems.
Rashmita, once again, problems. There are a lot of problems associated with the drug abuse. Can you say some of the problems, Rashmita, which you have observed? What are the problems they are facing? Rashmita or anybody?
detachment from family members, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there is a detachment from family members. Fine, great. Because their priorities will change, no? That they would be craving for their next dose. So they would be closer to people who are affected. I mean, who are his friends who are user friends, like, no? So they will detach from the family members, very much possible. Nihan Siquera says depression. Wonderful. 70% of the people, yeah, 1 second, more than 70% of the people affected by drug abuse have got this problem of depression, psychiatric disorders, even psychological, the anxiety sort of disorders are very much there. Okay. And then Joyson says there are also behavioral changes. So this is something which affects our brain, our thoughts, our feelings, and our emotions. Okay, so that is why we call it psychoactive substance. We will come to that. Fine. Somebody was trying to say something. Who was it? Dion? Who else? Okay, Emera D'Souza saying this has something to do with the self-esteem. People who take drug abuse, initially they will think they are heroes, but after some time they will realize that they are zeros. So naturally, the self-esteem will come down. So people with the drug addiction, you will never see them confident, no, overconfident or no, dignified persons, like they have very low self-esteem. True. Joyston says loss of interest in academics. Wonderful. So when they start with drugs or addiction, what happens is they think initially that they can do well, they can be alert, they can study well and all, but after some time, it will definitely affect their academics because their priorities will keep changing. What else? You can also say, okay, Nihan, you can speak out also. You say about health issues. Tell it out, because what are the health problems normally you have noticed in a person with drugs? What are the health issues? Some of you can say, need not be Nehan, anybody else. What are some of the health issues?
Maybe memory loss.
Memory loss is very much part of it. Yes, good. What else? What else? No health problems?
Maybe some
Kidney
effects on the
problem?
organs of the body or something like that.
Yeah, various organs of the body get affected, especially if they are taking alcohol, their liver cirrhosis is very common. They will have problem with their kidneys, their heart, and different organs. Yes, Minola, thank you. Yes, what else? Emera D'Souza says glorification of alcoholism, smoking, and drug abuse in movies. Yeah, that is one of the another thing which we see, every time in a movie, the hero will be having a cigarette in his hand and or an alcohol bottle always. So those glorification in the media, that also affect young people, especially True. Thank you, Emera, for saying that. Manoj Katapana. See Manoj. Okay. Manoj, yes, about moral values. Yes, where is Manoj? Yes, Manoj, you want to say it out?
No.
No. You want to write only. Okay. So moral values will decline definitely, because what happens is that when you have issues related to drug abuse, what happens? You need to somehow continue in that habit, no? In order to continue, you need to have money. In order to get money, sometimes you have to say lies. Sometimes you may have to steal. Sometimes you may have to rob. Sometimes you may have to even, injure others and take money and things like that, no? So the moral things, and then your priorities keep changing. So your focus for your family will be less, and your moral values will go. Definitely, that's one outcome of drug addiction or alcoholism, we can say. Manoj, thank you very much for that. What else? Joyson says vandalism, sometimes violence, sometimes like people they fight, they get into problems because of that. Very good. Thank you, Joyson, for that. Health issues which mainly affect their immunity definitely. So that means when it affects our immunity, automatically, other problems will also, if there is a COVID virus around, we will get it very fast. If there is a malaria or any sort of a virus is going around, I will get it first because my immunity will be very less. Thank you for pointing it out. Yes, Ryan? Ryan, you are trying to tell something? No, okay. Okay, so see, somebody says about the psychiatric disorders like delusion, hallucination, and depression, anxiety disorders, etc. Nihan says about cancer-related diseases is possible when you take smoking, especially, your tobacco when you are abusing. automatically it affects your lung system. It affects oral cancer and also lung cancer. It's possible. Thank you for saying that. Janisha D'Souza says no, sexually transmitted diseases are very much possible because even people use contaminated needles, and when they are under the influence of drugs, they don't have any sort of a reasoning, so they get into high risk activities, and then no problems happen like that. Procrastination, yes, am I wrong? Then Joyson says effect on neural system. Antisocial behavior, very much. Thank you, Winston, for telling that. This drug-induced psychosis, very good. So you have learned something like, no, there are different ways, no, psychosis can happen. It can be drug-induced. It can be drug co-occurring also, no. Same time, we have a particular curriculum about the co-occurring disorders, where the disorders which exist along with the drug abuse, like psychiatric disorders, and also disorders which are induced by the drug abuse. So there are things like that happening, like, no. So especially our psychological, psychiatric arena will get very much affected by that. Okay, fine, nice. I'm happy that you have already started and contributing to the session. So let's. Arun, you are talking to somebody else, I think. Okay, so okay, with this background, let me get into the next slide. Just read it. Can some of you read this? What I have written in red ink. Manoj, can you read it out? No one?
No one ever plans to become addicted.
What do you mean by that? Nobody, when they get into the world of drugs, they don't think that they will get addicted. Instead, they are 100% sure that they will not be addicted. They will not be like that fellow and this fellow. I know what I am doing. I can stop it when I want. Things like that. Confidence or overconfidence is the thing which play its role with everybody. Whatever may be the reason they get into the world of drugs, they never thought that they would become addicted to it. It is a important principle you all have to keep in your mind very strongly. Okay. You see a lot of beautiful children there, youngsters, very, very confident, very, with good dignity and all, but they all think if I start drugs, I know I can control it. But sometime or the other, they slip into the world of addiction, and that's how problems develop. Okay, you got it. So when we get into addiction, what happens? We will be compromising with our other priorities. If my priority is to study, when I start taking drugs, what happens? I will compromise with that priority and go after drugs. Somebody have given a beautiful slogan in the application. What was that? Don't drug your dreams away. Means you join a college with dreams of becoming an engineer or a doctor or a scientist or whatever things. But when drugs enter into your system, that priorities will slowly get dry away, like, no? So like that. Okay. So if that is the case, what is addiction? What do you understand by addiction? Just one or two people, if you have some vision about what is addiction, you tell me, and then we get into the next slide. Anybody want to try to give any sort of a definition on what do we mean by addiction? Anybody want to try?
Something that you need to do consistently, and if you don't do that activity, you will have like a withdrawal, something like that.
Ah, okay, Minuela, wonderful. Some sort of a compulsion to do something, and when I don't do that, my body and my mind will react to that. Will have some reactions, some sort of a withdrawal symptom. Beautiful, wonderful thing. It can be addiction can be something which actually is a compulsion, it's a compulsive use. And then in the absence of that, whatever happens in our life, whatever the negative consequences, still I will continue with that. That's why we call it addiction. Somebody have given any other? You can always use your chat box. Okay, we are watching that. So we will get back to you. Something which is difficult to detach. Wonderful, beautiful, and very simple sort of a definition given by Liana, no? Liana, how do I pronounce? Whatever it is, yes. Thank you, good. Any other definitions anybody else want to give? You can either write or you can say small, whatever comes to your mind. We have only 1 hour, but I don't mind, restricting our class to fewer points only. But whatever points we discuss, let it remain with you. That's what I want. No, I am not so particular that I have to finish all the slides. No worry about that. So somebody says Saranosh, no? Saranj, D'Souza. Urge of body to take repeatedly for temporary satisfaction. Beautiful, because addiction, people who have got addiction, that immediate craving is there. There is a necessity, like, no, I have to breathe to survive. Like that, I have to drug myself to feel normal, no, that kind of a thing. If I have that for a temporary satisfaction, because addiction, no, only for that moment we get. After that, again, after some time, I will have to repeat that, no. So that one is also correct thing. Joyston says it's an uncontrollable compulsion. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay. So anyway, since we don't have much time, let me get into a scientific definition. Just for you to understand, no, the words which are important in that, addiction is a chronic, relapsing brain disease that is characterized by compulsive substance seeking and use despite harmful consequences. All what you have said, including what Minola said, is there in this particular definition. It's a chronic disease, means once you get your addiction, it remains with you. It's like diabetes, it's like hypertension and things like that. It is a chronic disease, classified as a chronic disease. And relapsing means once you are treated, it doesn't mean that you are 100% cured of that. It can relapse at any time. Even blood pressure is like that. Your diabetes is like that. You can only control. You can control your blood sugar by keeping a particular lifestyle, reducing the intake of sugar and things like that. That way, in addiction also, you can only, like understand it's a relapsing disease also. And there is another thing, it's a brain disease. This is something which affects our brain. That's why it is classified as a psychiatric disorder, psychological issue, more than a physical issue. And then it is characterized by compulsion, compulsion to take that, despite harmful consequences. Very important, okay? We have a lot of negative consequences will be happening, but in spite of those things, if I am continuing to take that particular substance, maybe my wife will run away, maybe my children will run away, maybe I will sell my house and drink, and I do all those things, I will lose my job, my friends will go away. But even then, if I continue in this particular thing, then we can say we are addicted to that. Is it clear to you? Is it clear?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
somebody.
Father,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Father. Yes.
Okay. So I have given here a small sort of a graphic just for you to understand. It's a handwritten thing. So when we start taking any drugs, can we hear something from you why people take drugs? What are the causes? 1 or 2 things. When you, or for example, just say alcohol use. When you used alcohol for the first time, what was the occasion? It can be a birthday celebration, it can be a marriage celebration, or it can be a college day or school day program, right? Things like that. So when you take that, what happened? Like, that I will explain it. Before that, some of you have said something about the reasons, like, So Liana says it's an escape from stress, probably, not sure. Okay, Joyson says enjoyment, wonderful Joyson. Most of the people get into it because they think they can enjoy their life. Joyson also says peer pressure, very, very true. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I think on Saturday, I was taking a session for a group of patients alcohol patients in Teloka, no, in one of the treatment centers in Morgan's Gate area, Kashia. I asked them about the causes. I think 99% of them have said that they have got into it because of enjoyment and peer pressure, friends, occupational reason, like that. Not escapism or not failure, love failure. Who said love failure? Imran has a love failure. Okay. Broken relationship, curiosity, curiosity. These kinds of things. Can I get a little water also? So, sorry. So like that, most of the people get into the world of drugs for its positive reasons. They think it is positive. They think they can enjoy their life. They think they can sing, then they can dance, and they can forget all their difficulties. And then that's why people get into the world of drugs, like, no. But I tell you, Emra, you are right also, no. Many people, because they have failed in life or no, love failure and all, they have started taking alcohol or drugs and all. Curiosity is another very important reason. Emra, your answer is not wrong. It's not wrong. It is right answer. So those are this. That is also one of them. But many people get into drugs for its positive reason. They think it is positive. They think they can keep themselves awake at night and study, can pass, they can remember the answers and things like that. They can enjoy their friendship with the friends. So most of the people take that. But some of them, like in the movies mainly, you have a love failure, you can see the hero going into a bar and drinking. But in the real thing, when you ask them, like, no, these are very, very rare things, like, no. Later, of course, they have all failures, they will be drinking. But many people also know once they are not comfortable with their reality, there are chances that they get into the world of drugs. Okay. So right, it is right answer. Alcohol and drug abuse in the family, of course. If there is hereditary, if we have this problem in the family, there are chances that children also get it because almost 70% it is hereditary sort of a thing. Addiction is hereditary, not abuse or use, like, no. Some people, like, I don't know, the other day when I went to the treatment center, I was so surprised to see almost 60% of those patients there were in their early 20s. My dear friends, most of you are in 20s. I don't know, I was also wondering when I was running a treatment center, they are getting all alcoholic patients 40 plus, 50 plus, like that. Now the age is coming down, 20, 22, 23, 24, like that. It is something which is unimaginable, but it is happening. They're getting affected, addicted, and then coming into the treatment center also. So don't think it is somebody's problem. It can happen to anybody. So that's the thing. So anyway, you have set a lot of reason, but let me, next one, just next one. I'll come back to this slide again, explain to you. Okay, just to remove it. Okay, see, some of you said about curiosity, peer pressure, you said because others are doing, friends are doing. So I also do because I don't want to lose my friendship. And also availability is another big thing. Things are available next to your doorstep. You will definitely go and take it. If it is not available, you won't take it. So that is also a very important thing. And many people think to feel good, to celebrate, to feel better, to do better. So those are the main dominating reasons, like, for people to get into. There's a lot of false propaganda, false ideas going around. Get into that also. And then later, once they are addicted, then things will become different. The life will become very unmanageable. Now, let me go back to my previous slide. I just want to explain to you that this graphic, just on the first time when you start taking alcohol, for example, you needed just 1 glass of beer to come to a high level. Okay, you feel high when you take. What happened next day morning? You will again, you will come down to the normal life. Okay. It's not beer, okay, water. Okay, so when you take beer, you feel high, and then you come back to normalcy. Again, in another opportunity, you get a chance to drink. You feel high again. You come back to the normalcy. Things are all fine. You have your friends. You have your heroism. You are doing well in your studies. You have your celebration. You are able to sing and dance. Everything is beautiful. But one fine day, when you realize this, when you drink, you come back. It doesn't stay in your normal stage. It goes down a little more. Okay, some more it goes down. So that is called a little bit of a depressive line. When it comes down to the normal line, what happened? You will look for opportunities. Till then, opportunities were coming to you. Now you will start looking for opportunities. Oh my God, oh, Sunday and Saturday, no, it's coming there. I may have some, no, like that. No, you will look for opportunities and all. And you will some days call your friends to invite a friend and go for a drink and things like it goes like that. After some time, what happened? At the end of it, your position will be always below that normal line. That particular stage is called addiction stage. Everyone who start here in the first stage, they don't come to the below the normal line totally, no. For alcoholism, they say 20% or 25% only will come to that. 75%, they will be going always. They feel high, they come to normal, feel high, come to normal. They are able to continue like that till their end. They are lucky people. But these are unlucky people, those who are developing addiction. So they need to be given empathy. Like, no, see, they also did the same mistake if it is a mistake, and others also done the same thing. And then some of them will get affected by that. So this is called graphic of addiction. One or two more things I want to say. First time when you take one glass of beer is enough to feel the same level of high feeling. But after some time, you need 2 glasses. Then you need 2 bottles. Then you will change into rum or whiskey or no, arak or whatever thing, big things. So that particular graduation process is called increased tolerance. You got it? Increased tolerance, because your body demands more and more of alcohol or drugs to get the same high feeling. No, so that is the situation which is called increased tolerance. Many people misunderstand that. They say God has given me a big capacity. I can manage. No, even after drinking 3 bottles of beer, I am still able to walk in 2 legs, and they feel proud of that. But such people, mind you, they have crossed the first qualification test to the addiction world. You got it? So like that, there are other symptoms. I don't have time to explain all those things. The first stage, increased tolerance is the main thing. Second stage, loss of control is the main sort of a symptom. When you lose control, it affects all your life, your family, your relationship, your job, your money, your social status. In all the areas, it gets affected. Like, no, a person who is driving a car, if he loses control, he may go and hit a person who is walking on the road. Or his family is traveling with him, he may get into, no, everyone may get injured. Some of them may die like that. When you have drug problem or alcohol, your people around you will also be suffering in that. Last stage, when you come, more of withdrawal problems, you have psychiatric problems, you have no morality. So you are totally there. No, your only thinking will be about having drugs. Okay, that's how it grows. Like, no, this graphic, keep in mind. That's why I just gave you. Normally it is not from the book. This is, I'm just adding it for you to understand. Okay, this we have discussed. Now a few important things. Use, abuse, addiction. Just for you to understand, just to think, like, if you have a sleeping disturbance, you go to a doctor. Doctor will prescribe a medicine like sleeping tablet. For 3 days, he will ask you to take it. You take it and you have a beautiful sleep. And then you understand, oh, this particular medicine, I can sleep nicely. And you don't go to the doctor. You go to the medical store, buy that drug, you again sleep. And then what happened in over a period of time, if you do not take that medicine, you will not be able to sleep at all. So what happened? You have abused that particular tablet without the prescription of a doctor, and then eventually you get into addiction. This is simple term for you to understand. Use is use of medicine for your treatment. Abuse is You are taking it for something else. You think that if you take that, you get something, you get beautiful dreams, you are able to sleep, you take your own decision, and then you continue with that. That is abuse. And over a period of time, you get into addiction. You got that? Understood? When Manoj you say like this, I
Yes.
think everybody understand that, because I can see only Manoj. How many people are there in the group? 25. 31.
31.
Okay, good.
31.
Beautiful, beautiful, not bad. Okay. So next slide, I will say you there are something called sort of legal drugs and illegal drugs. Can you name some of the legal drugs which comes to your mind? It is there in the screen. You can only repeat. Tell some of the
Medicines
legal.
that we take,
What is that, Joel?
medicines
Not Joel.
that we take
Ah.
usually.
Medicines what we take are legal drugs, of course, because it is available in the medical store. It is prescribed by a doctor. So it is taken for your well-being. So it is called legal. I mean, legal drugs is nothing else. It is easily available in an open market. That's why we call it legal drugs. Alcohol is a legal drug because it is available. Wine and dine or wine and what is that? There are so many shops here. You can go and buy it. And government get a big money out of that, GST out of that, tax out of that. So we call it sort of legal drugs. Tobacco. You think people smoking BD and all. I have sent some of my friends from here to Colombo the other day for a training. Your own Clara Dicuna, who is running Teloka, she is in Colombo. They are placed in a hotel called ITC Hotel. That hotel is sponsored by tobacco company, Indian Tobacco Company. You think it's a small thing. That's a 7-star sort of a hotel, very huge hotel, which is sponsored by them. And they sponsor, world, what is that? The matches and all, football and all, because there's so much of money in that. So tobacco is a legal drug. Medicines are legal drug. But there are also other illegal drugs. Why do they call that illegal drugs? Narcotics, cannabis. What are the other illegal drugs? Some of you?
Cocaine.
Cocaine is an illegal drug. Okay. What else?
Marijuana.
Brown sugar. You know some names, no? Cannabis?
Ganja.
Ganja, yes. Ganja is an illegal drug in India. Some countries, they have made it legal, but it is actually not working. It is actually, giving more problem for them. People are getting into that and then graduating into other drugs and things like that. So they are also thinking of actually, making it illegal again. Okay. What else? What are the other drugs names you know? Okay, nice children. You don't know the names of the drugs also, except ganja and okay. Okay, whatever it is. See, LSD. Yeah. Okay,
LSD.
fine. LSD is there. Yeah, MDMA. Have you heard about that? MDMA is there. So like that, there are so many things. So what I mean to say is all those drugs are called illegal drugs because they are not available in the open market and government do not get a sort of a tax out of that. That's all. So mind you, whether legal drugs or illegal drugs, the effect is same. If you are misusing it, if you are abusing it, it will take you into the world of addiction. Okay. So just because certain drugs are legal, it does not, there are so many people getting addicted to alcohol. There are so many people. They come, morphine, marijuana, heroin. There are so many things you have written. Huh? Thank you. You know about that. Beautiful. So like that, Emira, you are telling something to us? No, I think, yeah. Okay. So there are legal and illegal drugs, but just keep in mind, just because a substance is legal does not mean it is safer than an illegal substance. Just keep that much in mind. Okay. So next one. We'll go a little fast. Okay. And then, okay, whatever you get it within 8 o'clock, that's fine today. And then if you want more, we can give you more later also. No issue. I am there anytime. So all these drugs, both legal and illegal drugs, are called psychoactive substances. What do we call it? Some of you tell me what I said. Psychoactive
Psychoactive.
substance. Yeah, why we call it psychoactive substances? Because they are those substances which activate my psychic world, my psychic system. It activates my brain. Okay, it depresses or stimulates or whatever way, like no. And then what happens? Psychoactive substances alter our mood, our thoughts, our perceptions or our emotions, and our behavior. Some of you have written in the chat box initially that it makes people behave in a very bad way. Our behavior changes. But before behavior changes, what happened? Our mood changes, our thoughts changes, and our feelings changes, and the whole outlook of the world changes because it affects our brain. And I don't think like a normal person that time. The drug will be thinking through me, like no, that's how it works. So my behavior will be different. My thoughts will be different. I might think in a different way than a normal person think, and my emotions will be different. I may be violent sometimes. I may be crying. I may be withdrawn. I may be very, unpredictable person. So all these kinds of dangers are associated with psychoactive substances because those substances alters, changes the way I think, the way I manage my mood, my perceptions, and my behavior. Is it clear to you? Clear to you?
Yes, Father.
Okay. So that's why we call whether legal drugs or illegal drugs, whatever may be the type of drugs, we call it psychoactive substances. Okay. Now let me just show you 1 or 2 slides, 3 slides, just to tell you how addiction progresses. Like it goes very fast because addiction progresses very fast these days. There are companies who are making synthetic drugs just to make you try it once and second time you will ask for it. That way they are designing. So you think out of curiosity, out of peer pressure, out of somebody says something nice about that, I go for it once, then sometimes that just the first visit, you can get trapped also with that. So that's how synthetic drugs are formulated these days. Okay. So what happens is that when substance get into my world, other priorities, we have priorities like sports, family, food, work, friends, school, everything like, they are all our priorities. I am a good person, not a bad person, but I'm giving a small space for drugs in my system. Then what happened? I'm giving a space. So second stage, what happened? I'm giving more space. Only on weekend I was taking alcohol. Now on Wednesday I take, or Tuesday I take, or whenever there are opportunity. So what happened when I put more substance into it, and I am also taking away more of my other commitments, other priorities in life, priorities. Okay, is it clear to you? Sports, food, to friends, all those things are still there, but more place is given for substance. So it is progression stage 2. Now progression stage 3, you see only substances inside. No other priorities. Once you come to this level, this is going faster. Once you come to this level, you will not think about your studies. You will not think about your parents. You will not think about your siblings. You will not have your friends with you. You will not think about your job. You are not worried about your money. Somehow you will get it from something. You may steal, you may kill people, you may do anything. So you only have substance. Your life is fully centered around that. That is where a person struggles with addiction. So when a person is addicted to something, we need to understand in that way. So we need to be very sensitive, very empathetic to them, because when he started, he thought he will not come to this level. I gave you the first slide. No one ever plans to become addicted, but it happens. Like say when he was in the first stage like this, he just have taken, but he never thought that he would come to this stage. Slowly, slowly, it is taking control of his entire life. Is it clear so far?
Yes, Father.
Okay. Now, tell me some of the drugs which are commonly abused by people. It is there in the board, no? You can just pick it out so that I can drink some water. Say. Why all silent?
Cigarettes,
Cigarettes?
beer, beer,
Yeah.
wine,
Okay.
hard liquors.
Okay. Okay. So, see, we have cocaine. Yes, some of you say cocaine, morphine and marijuana, heroin. Yes, in India, I think India is the maximum narcotic user, means heroin user. What we get the heroin in Indian market is not pure heroin, my dear friends. It is called brown sugar. Brown sugar is an adulterated heroin. Pure heroin costs millions. You don't have money. So they mix it with so many other things like powder. Powder is a holy thing, I know. Maybe battery shells and no, so many other things. They mix it together and then they make what you call brown sugar. Color is brown. That's why we call it brown sugar. In India, they use it. That is a co-product of opioids like no or heroin. Heroin produced from which plant? It comes from which plant? You have some knowledge, let me check. Opium comes from which plant?
Ganja.
Noda. Manoj, Kattapana. Kattapana is Idiki, no? Idiki gold. Cannot be.
See, ganja also there.
Yeah, ganja, of course. Ganja, cannabis is ganja. Like, no, that is the word used. Cannabis or hashish oil. All this come from ganja. Thank you. That is correct. But opium comes from which plant? Okay, if you don't know, let me tell. It's coming from poppy plants. Okay, poppy plants. Poppy is cultivated very widely in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and a lot of areas, and it comes through India. That's why we have to be very much worried. If we have time, I'll show you that slide also. So like that, no, most of the things have got a root in the nature, but people misuse it, make it synthetic, and make it much more dangerous. You don't worry about next slide much, but I just to tell you there are 3-4 varieties actually, of drugs. We can classify that as stimulants, depressants, opioids or narcotics, hallucinogens, and cannabis. 5 different types. Stimulants are those categories of drugs which stimulates our central nervous system. Okay, which stimulates means cocaine is a stimulant, cigarette is a stimulant, amphetamines are stimulants, like that. And depressants are which depresses our central nervous system. Alcohol is #1 drug in that, diazepams and things like that. Opioids is a painkiller which works as a stimulant and depressant together, like no, it can work out in any way. Hallucinogens are like party drugs, what you said, LSD, ecstasy, and that kind of things. They are actually called hallucinogens, party drugs, like no. Cannabis is ganja, that is a gateway drug we call. This classification, just here, I have shared this link with Father Tadosa. If anybody want, you can take it from him. I won't spend much time on that. But just know that there are different categories of drugs which works different way in our brain system. Okay, so we call it a brain disease mainly because it affects our brain. Substances actually change the way we think, way we feel, way we behave. No, the structure of the brain it affects. That's why we call it. And then the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord. No, that's through which we send all our messages, to our body. So if I have to go for this today's class, the mind has already suggested you to come for that. No, you got the link and you click the link, you came inside, you took that. But the problem is, if you were affected by drugs, you will not do that. The thinking will be different. Your communications will be disrupted, and the communications will take you away from what normally people will do, to something else. That's why we call it a brain disease, which affects our central nervous system. In our brain, we have different parts controlling different things. There is some parts about vision, some parts control our sensation, some about our movement, some about our judgment, our memory, our reward, our coordination. That's why when you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you cannot drive your vehicle. When you drive, your coordination will get affected, your judgment will get affected. You will not be able to really control your car, things like that. So always at least to understand that this is something which is affecting our brain and our brain communication. That's why people will become different person altogether when they are affected by drugs. Okay, at least that much if you remember, that's fine. Experimental, I mean, there are 4 stages. Initially, people will, it is experimental stage, and then circumstantial or occasional stage, and then intensified and regular use, and then we come to the compulsive, which I have already shown you with that 3 slides. So there are different stages people will be passing through before they become a full-blown addiction. For alcohol, it may be a little more longer period. For tobacco, it may be a little more longer period. But for drugs, sometimes people get into this addiction very fast. Okay, keep that in mind. And we have 5 minutes more maximum, or 3-4 minutes more. I see in India, we need to be very careful about, like India is falling between golden triangle and golden crescent, means that's the place where maximum drugs are being produced, and they use India as a route, mainly because our NDPS Act is weak. We don't have a death penalty here. So even if you are caught after peddling for 6 times or 10 times, by that time you would have made enough of money. So people take risk, and the drug trade mechanism is very important. How are they really selling drugs? Who is ultimate, the students, if they are getting drugs, it's always through peer pressure. They make some people addicted, and those some people, they reach out to others, because if they don't reach out to other friends, they will not have money to sustain their addiction. So the people who are selling drugs to them will tell them, don't worry, you bring another 2 people to me, I will give you your dose free. So that's how it is spreading, like a multi-level marketing. The main fellow, the king, will remain very safe somewhere. No one will know. Police will catch most of the time drug peddlers who are also addicted. They make them addict first, and they are use them as a peddler. That is how it works. So be very, very clear about all those things. That's where we are. Another big problem today we have announced, I thought maybe some 100 youth will come. Father told me, no, Thomas, it cannot happen. But anyway, some 35 people came. Not bad. So still people think it's not our problem. It's somebody else's problem. That's why we don't come. We don't get affected. We don't take drugs, maybe. Okay. So we feel safe. But there is a responsibility, we don't know what will happen, so like that. So when once drugs enter into our system, our behavior will change, our thoughts will change, and we will have different way that secretive behavior, flexibility, we may be lying and things like that, and physical changes will happen, and like that. And as students, as youth of various parishes, youth groups, you can play a very important role. The most important role you can play is to reach out as a buddy, to another person who is affected. Don't judge him and don't throw him out. Just try to be a listener to him. Try to help him, or you can get them connected to professionals who are working in that field. Develop an empathy for others. Those are the things you can do, like a Catholic youth. So you can play an important role in your parishes also. So you can provide information, support, whatever things there are so many things which you can plan. That is your thing. You have to plan up. I don't want to say more about that. You work out some strategies, to help not spread this problem among youth. Okay, so these are also, it's okay. Some of the nice slogans I have seen in your application form. I like the first one, say, don't drug your dreams. Somebody has said more or less same thing down. Don't let drugs steal your dreams. Beautiful. Some of these things are very good. Drugs leads to early death. Drugs for cure, not for chaos. Drugs are like a knife which kills your entire life. A no to drug is a no to destruction of oneself. Say no to drugs and say yes to life, which was there for a long time. So like that, you yourself don't become an opioid of your life. Help is there. You just need to seek it. Seek, you shall receive. So these kinds of things. So as mentioned in the application form, we have a sort of a certificate program. We have a certificate program to make a person professional and get a license also. That is a 6 months program. But here what I want to tell you is we have a short program, just one curriculum, 10-hour session certificate program, which is an internationally recognized certificate because this is promoted by UN and US and WHO and things like that. So this is there in almost 100 countries. This particular syllabus is approved and our certificate is approved because we are a certified training provider. So if anybody is interested to know more about it, you can get in touch with Father Cardosa and he will help you sign up for that particular course if you are interested. Otherwise, this is my last slide. I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you. If any questions, anything like that, you can ask me, or some of you can come in video and then ask me some. Oh, Father Ashwin, you are there.
Yeah.
Still driving.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
anyway, nice that you are there.
Yeah, it was
And,
very
yes.
informative session, sir. So thank you very much.
Yes.
Actually, because many things you have told it in a very nutshell and very briefly, because I understand it's not very easy to cover up all the things. The vast subject. Yeah, आता
I know,
थोडं वेळ
yeah.
क्वेश्चन आन्सर हांव कसं सा पण की काही एक या दोन क्वेश्चन सवाल आहे सर हांव कसं जाय जाल्यार हांव कसं तुम्ही खान घेत.
Anybody has any questions? Today is Sunday. Yeah, tell me.
So if we encounter people who are like addicted to various drugs, so what would be the first step to approach them and help them out? So especially like they cannot stop it immediately, right? So they will have to undergo some rehabilitation or something. So what would be the step?
So, like, I mean, see, whichever stage, like, if a person is in the early stages, like, he just started taking drugs or his mind is changing, his priority is slowly changing. I showed you that 3 stages, no? So if they're in the early stages, we can refer them to, we have an online therapy program. It's called ARCO, Addiction Recovery Coach Online. We have trained therapists, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists all over India. So in such people in the early stages, an online consultation or counseling would also be good enough. We have, you can, all these things, you just get in touch with us directly or we will share our number here in the, it is there in the, I think, I share it also here. Just let us know. Otherwise, in Mangalore, we have at least 7-8 de-addiction centers. If they don't want to go to a local de-addiction center, you refer them to an online program initially, let them have that consultation. Even psychiatrists are there who can listen to them and to prescribe whatever they have to do if they are in the early stages. But if they need a rehabilitation, it is always better that you get them connected to any of it. Like I would suggest there is one place called Teloka, tender loving care or whatever, Teloka. Clara Dicuna, she's from Nandur. She was working with me for 10-15 years and now she is running 3 centers, one for women, two for men. One is in Kashia called Vinayalaya or something. I'm going there to take classes and all. One is in Ullal and one is in Kulshekar. So there are 3 centers. We have Link, which I myself have initiated long ago, 30 years ago. So Link de-addiction center is there in Bajal. We have Kripa there. We have many here. And then all the hospitals have got also. The psychiatric department is running a treatment program also. Nitesh program is good. Father Mulle's program is good. AJ Hospital, any psychiatrist if you consult also, they would be able to refer to you, but we will also be available. Okay. Thank you, Minola. I am happy that you have that, at least you want to really help out people. So we will do. Somebody said in the this one, seek you shall receive, ask you shall receive. Just look for things, we will help you. Any other questions? Thank you, Minola.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Father,
Yes.
Yeah, I think
sir,
Manoj, yes.
yes. Sir, if we find some carriers, then
Ah.
they want to come out from the chain. How can
Yeah.
we help that person?
A carrier who is addicted, you mean?
No, it's not just starting stage. And if that person want to come out from the chain, then how can we help that person?
Means he is a drug peddler. He
Yes,
want to
yes.
peddling, no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Very often peddlers are also, they are users also very often. But if they really want to come out of that, of course, they have to be given counseling and all. The police department is also here. It's not that immediately we tell the police, but you see, if we really genuinely want to come out of that, we have to assist some counseling support, if not, if he is continuing to sell and spoil people, and we have a moral obligation to, there is always a discrete number. Even with the police department, you don't have to say who you are. No, in Aloysius College, I am a member of the anti-drugs committee there. A police department people also come there. They always say that, no, even without mentioning your name, you can inform them, they won't come after you. So that way, but they will try to not deal with that also in that angle. But a person, if he is addicted, I would say, take care of that part first. We should try to help him to come out of that, and then he will automatically come out of the peddling also, because it is interlinked. Very often, a person is made a user and then a peddler, and big people will remain safe. That's the thing, sad part of it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you are having many questions, doubts, and all queries. So I'll share Dr. Thomas' number as well as his websites also. I think in coming days, you can ask questions. You can email him. I'm sure he will answer your queries and answer your questions too. So now here we are at the end of day. I think we have done right choice, choosing let don't drug control you. I think that is the very important part of our life. So when drugs are not controlling us, that means we are free. We are let free and we can enjoy that freedom. So it was very informative session. And here I request Riona, the Joint Secretary of Youth Commission, to verbalize the words of thanks. Over to Riona.
Good evening, everyone. Do I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes.
Hello.
Riona, audible. Carry on.
It is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for today's insightful section. On behalf of everyone gathered here, I would like to express my deep gratitude to our speaker, Dr. Thomas Carrio, Director of Ecolic Institute, Bangalore, India, for deep gratitude for addressing such vertical topic, the importance of not allowing drugs to control our lives, and the need for responsible and mindful use when necessary. In today's world, where substance abuse has become a growing concern, we have been reminded for the power of making informed choices about what we allow into our bodies. In today's section, I've shed light on how drugs can be life-saving when used approximately, but also how dangerous they can become when misused. We are truly grateful for their wisdom of knowledge. A special thanks to Father Lovett Cardozo for organizing this important conversation to light. It helps to empower us to take control of our own health and well-being, reminding us to seek advice from professionals and only use medication when absolutely necessary. To everyone present here today, thank you for your participation and attention. Let us carry forward the message that we have once in control of our choice, and drugs should never dictate our lives. Let's make informed, conscious decisions and spread this message in our communities. Thank you once again, the Youth Commission, ICYM, ICUF, MFC, Jesus Youth, and YCS. And let's continue to live responsible and encourage others to do the same. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Riona, for your words of thanks, and especially briefing out all the things, whatever we have covered in the session. So special thanks to all of you, because you have spent your day well, I could say. You have spent your day well, and learning something so that we can help each other, and especially our youth children. We can help in their difficulties, in their troubles, in their helping out from coming out from their drugs addiction. So thanks everyone, and special thanks to Dr. Thomas for helping us to take this webinar. I'm sure in coming days we'll have many queries, questions, and I'll can share your contact to them. And well, maybe in possible we can have another session, maybe second part or advanced part of this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Father Ashwin, for
Yeah,
taking all
may I
this
request you all
initiatives.
to on your videos? Is it possible to? Shall we take
Yeah,
one?
we can take a photograph. Yes, if you
Yes,
can just
yes.
on your video, we'll take a photo.
Because I'm traveling, I'm not comfortable. But anyhow, still I am trying to
Yeah,
be
please.
comfortable.
Aaron, nice
May I
to see you
request all
all. Yes.
to put on your videos?
Come in video, please.
Are you there?
That's all.
Riona, can
Some
you
more
take?
people, some are running away also.
Yeah, okay, no problem. May not be comfortable.
Okay. That's
So, on
fine,
the
no
videos.
problem. Yeah.
Riona,
okay,
can you take
okay.
a photo?
We'll take a screenshot
Can you
and
take
share
screenshot,
also.
Riona?
Yeah.
Father, it's
Ona can
not
take-
possible in my phone because I'm
Not
using the
possible.
phone.
Sir, yeah.
I have taken one, no problem. We can share with you.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. And then one more thing, see, I am here only in Mangalore, so anytime you can contact me. I live in, where is that, in Vijay. So as I have mentioned, we also have a certificate program. If anybody is interested, please contact Father. We will try to announce when it is happening and all like that. Okay.
May I request you to give your number,
Yes,
doctor?
thank you.
If you want
Yes.
to contact you, can you share
Let me.
email ID or website link here?
Okay, sure. Shall
Yes,
I
Father.
share
तुमका
it?
चाहिए होता ना तुमचा परत देव बरे करो तुमचो वेळ अमूल्य वेळ या संजेच्या वेळार थोडे संगत्यो शिक्षण आम्ही करशीला खंडी जाऊन मुकल्या दिसांनी त्या मार्फत जायत्या युवा जनांक या हेरांक आमकां कुमक आदार जातले तुमचं या वेळा खातीर हांव देव बरे करूं म्हणटा. So once again, I think yeah, shared here.
Yeah. Can you share, Father, in the groups, no, my number and
Yeah,
my
I'll
email
share it
and all?
later since now I'm traveling
so that
now.
if anybody wants, they can contact me.
Yes, doctor. I'll share it
Okay.
later.
Yeah. Fine.
I'll create
Okay,
a
and
group
anybody who
also.
wants to get a certificate of participation also, kindly send that message to Father. We have a small QR code shared. For certificate, you need to pay a small amount because we have some expenses for that. We are designing and all those things.
I would like
100
to
rupees.
attend. I would like to attend that course.
Yeah, Manoj, yes. Please contact, like later. So
Yeah.
I will share that with you also information, Manoj. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
then
doctor.
from my
Thank
side,
you very much.
signing
Thanks
off.
a lot.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. See you all. Have a nice day.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy night.
Thank you. See you again. Father, where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to Moodbidri.
Oh, so you're not reached in 1 hour. You must have reached also, no? Not at all.
No.
Okay, then. Bye.
Yes,
See you
doctor.
all.
Thank you.
Arun,
Bye.
Banan,
So good night,
Layana,
you all.
for your beautiful participation. I like the group. Everybody, either through chatting
Thank
or
you, sir.
you were doing it. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you
Amara.
so much. Thank you so much.
Amara, thank
Thank
you,
you,
everybody.
Father.
Thank you. Yeah, this YouTube link is there. I'll share with Father, so that you can use it later.